Greetings and salutations, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome once again to the Storyteller's Corner. I'm your host, Joshua T. Calkins Trubergy, also known as Byron Residius. Well, if I'm known at all. This is not a typical kind of video for me. It's not bookish, it's not music, it's not a review. It's a look at current ongoings online. And you'll see from the image here, from amongst my bookmarks on X, taking a screen capture of a recent post by a VTuber who's had her own troubles recently. Thankfully for her, and quite honestly, thankfully for those who enjoy her, myself included, she's come through pretty good. She puts this post up saying, "As a content creator, I feel a lot less secure in Twitch and Twitch support platform when stuff like this happens," referring to the temporary banning of Celestium, another VTuber. She goes on to say, "Despite my love for the platform, it's not viable to devote to Twitch as a main platform due to the insecurity created by their rulings. Whether or not it's true, it feels like they don't care about you," which is enough. I say this out of genuine care for Twitch. Not to put too fine a point on it, but this is somebody who has uttered the phrase, "I don't care," about a whole lot of things lately. It feels like they don't care about you. Well, no shit, Leaflet. Do you think that feeling is any different for most of the viewers of the various personalities on any site or service? We're just numbers to you people. We don't actually matter, most of us. We don't actually mean a fucking thing to any of the mid-sized or bigger names. Randos, randoms, shitters, literal who's, glup shitto who megalols, bunch of nobodies. These are common, frequent terms thrown out by mid-sized and large online personalities to dismiss out of hand anyone whose takes or perspectives are found to be objectionable or unflattering to the larger channel or user. And in an overwhelming majority of cases, it's used to denigrate and kind of poison the well or unbalance the scales before even addressing the arguments made by the lesser-known personality. Even Tactical Templar pulled this shit recently in his little beef with Nicandros, with his portion of his post saying, "For as irrelevant as you are." This appeal to notoriety is tiresome. It's just tiresome. I talked about this a bit yesterday when I did a Rumble stream, an impromptu, just ramble. Platforms should, at this point, quite honestly, be treated like any other company or employer since about the 1990s or early 2000s. They will use you to their maximum profit and benefit. And if you cause them too much headache, they'll turf you. There's going to be a golden child or two. There always is. For Twitch, it's people like Hassan and Nina Lynn, who can get away with damned near murder if they so choose. In Hassan's case, calling for murder. And they'll get away with everything. The deal will never favor you. And just like support and admin won't pay you any heed if you aren't massively profitable or beneficial for them, you guys pay no heed to viewers unless they are profitable to you. Don't play dumb. We're not all of us naive enough to fall for it. And to be fair, it isn't even entirely your fault. Again, a point I brought up yesterday during my live stream, there is a concept referred to as Dunbar's number. It's a psychological conceit that the average person can only maintain approximately 150 to 160 tangible, notable, personal relationships and connections. Human beings are not built to have a tribe or a community that they know each and every person very well, or even on a surface level, beyond between 150 and 160 people. Now, this is variable. Dunbar's studies did clarify that there are folks who are capable of maintaining more connections than that, but it isn't by a grand scale. You can't be blamed for not knowing everybody in your audience. I will cop to that. But a lot of the mid-sized and larger creators are egregious in just hand-waving away anybody with concerns or critiques if they happen to be relative nobodies. People like myself. Now, of course, the accusation will be, oh, well, you're just coping and seething because you're jealous, you're envious. Envious of what? Sure, a lot of you folks have good-sized audiences and you've got a tremendous revenue stream coming in from these various platforms. I don't have that. I've got a regular day job. I put together some stories. I write a lot of genre fiction. Not a lot of sales. But I've always said I'm absolute dog shit when it comes to marketing and self-promotion. It is not for me to necessarily become some kind of household name. I am a dad first, husband second, storyteller a little bit behind. There's some distance there because I have responsibilities. I have duties. I have a family who I am responsible for. A lot of these big name folks, they don't have that. Maybe more is the pity that they don't. If the platform is radioactive, leave. Your surest and truest fans will most likely follow you, right? And if they don't, well, that's not the problem of the randos, now is it? Get off your high horse. Nobody owes you a solution to this problem. Yes, it is a problem that will have downstream consequences for everybody who engages with the platform. But for those of us who are at the bottom of shit hill, frankly, why should we give a damn? Plenty of folks have tried to raise issues with these content creators and streamers. And unless they tie money to their words, they are roundly ignored. Given how fast the chat whips by for some of these folks, again, totally understandable. It'd be damn near impossible to keep track. And you can't hunt down and respond to every comment or missive that comes your way. I appreciate that you need to prioritize. And having money attached to those words, well, that will certainly help in prioritizing. But it does strike me as I guess the only term I can think of it right now off the top of my head is miserly. That the only time these folks will respond is when there's money tied to the words or someone floats an accusation out there that is so heinous and so potentially damaging that it has to be responded to. I suspect there are some folks who don't actually believe the accusations they wing at people. I suspect for some, it's the only way they feel like they can get heard or addressed. Sadly, that is a really bad fucking tactic to engage in to get somebody's attention. Throwing a brick at their head is what it amounts to. Verbally throwing a brick at them and saying, hey, now that I have your attention, can we talk? Not a good idea. No one cares what your concern is. You've thrown a rock. Now you have to be dealt with in a hostile fashion because you've done something stupid. Anna Valens comes to mind, although he's a whole other basket of fucking awful. My point overall with this is as follows. The folks who are in your audience who you don't know, who are not diehards, who are not willing to prostrate themselves before you with all kinds of love and financial support, we enjoy your material, but we're not your fucking piggy bank. And some of us will have something to say. Maybe don't reduce all of it down to money talks, bullshit walks. Because there's plenty of folks who have something vital to say, but they can't financially afford to say it. And they will be dismissed and ignored because they don't have the money to talk loud enough for you to give a shit. That's mercenary thinking. And it is really sad. Cheers.